The Internet, the final frontier. These are the websites of the card game Magic the Gathering. From marketplaces to databases, strategy content to price trends, there's a veritable goldmine of resources for your favorite card game available to find online. But unless you've stumbled across these resources during your voyage through the internet, or a friend has introduced them to you directly, it's hard to find these websites at all, let alone use them to their fullest potential if you don't already know where to look. Therefore, many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, what websites for Magic the Gathering are out there and how do I use them? Have you ever wished you could find a list of all the Pioneer legal blue or black cards that care about the graveyard? Well, there's a site for that. Wondering when the best time to pick up singles from the newest standard set is? Well, there's a site for that too. In fact, if you have any question at all about Magic the Gathering, or just in need of a resource of any sort to make Magic the Gathering easier for you, chances are someone has had that question or sought that resource before you and decided to create a website to solve their dilemma. In this video, I've compiled a list of all the most important third-party Magic the Gathering websites to know and how to navigate them to get the most out of the information they provide. Let's begin with the websites that provide resources and tools to make your Magic the Gathering life easier and help you improve as a player. First and foremost, the creme de la creme of Magic the Gathering online tools, Scryfall. Scryfall is a database of every Magic the Gathering card ever printed. It is the database. Scryfall is relatively simple to navigate, but the more tips and tricks you know for how to use it, the more you'll get out of the site. The most basic use for Scryfall is when you want to look up the text of a specific card. Simply type the name of the card into the search bar, and it will pop up for you. You can also find previews for new sets by clicking the link on the front page to the set you're interested in. However, if you want to search for a list of cards that meet a specific criteria, you'll need to click Advanced in terms of your search. There, you'll find a lot of potential criteria you could be interested in. Card type, color identity, mana value, abilities, set, rarity, the list goes on. There's even a search criteria that's just a list of miscellaneous criteria, such as whether a card has been color shifted, or whether it is funny. Scryfall is by far the best place to find cards that meet specific criteria that you are interested in. As you use the site more and more, you'll find it becomes second nature to refine your search to make the results as useful to your needs as possible. The next top tool for Magic the Gathering players to get familiar with is MTG Goldfish. MTG Goldfish does a bit of everything. They have card previews for new sets, price trends for every Magic card ever printed, and even a store where you can buy merch. But one of the more unique features of the MTG Goldfish site is their Decks tab. The Decks tab is home to the metagame breakdown that I discuss in my own How to Start a New Format video. Essentially, you can find decks for every format listed by how represented they are in their respective formats. The metagame breakdown also includes a recent tournament results section that lists recent Magic tournaments for each format and the decks that did well at those tournaments. The metagame breakdown page is one of the best places on the internet for getting a sense of what a given format's metagame looks like, and I cannot recommend it enough. Now, if you're a Commander player, you've probably already heard of EDHREC. If you haven't, well, you should. You see, EDHREC is a resource specifically for the Commander format. As with many of the sites I will discuss in this video, they too have content in the form of articles that are released just about every day, a podcast that is well worth listening to, etc. But the thing that sets them apart from the other sites is the recommendations section of their site. Let's say you're 50 cards deep into building a new Chatterfang deck and you're stumped about how to fill out the rest of the deck. EDHREC has you covered. Their Chatterfang Commander page has tons of suggestions for cards to include in your deck, based on an aggregate of all the Chatterfang decks posted online. They even include a percentage with each suggestion marking just how many other people who play Chatterfang play this card. Sections are broken down by card type, but there's also a section for high synergy cards. and top cards that tend to have slam dunk inclusions for your 99. Don't feel like you have to take every suggestion they give you either. Notice the most commonly played cards for the 99 still only tend to be played 80 to 90% of the time. At its best, the EDH rec page for your commander is a way to find synergistic cards that you might have missed or forgotten about, rather than a website that builds your deck for you. Another way to get recommendations for your commander deck is to upload your deck list in the Recs tab. Simply type in your commander's name, then either copy and paste or type out your 99 in the deck list section. EDH Rec will spit out a list of recommended inclusions for your deck. And remember, just because EDH Rec says a card you've included in your deck is unpopular, that doesn't mean you shouldn't run it. It's your deck after all. Speaking of your deck, one of the best places on the World Wide Web for keeping an archive of your decks and for combing through other people's is Moxfield. Unlike MTG Goldfish, which has uploading deck lists as one function of its site, Moxfield's entire purpose is to support the creation and sharing of deck lists. Moxfield supports every format, including custom ones like Australian Highlander and Leviathan Commander. The website itself is user-friendly and remarkably easy to navigate. The deck-building client is sleek and easy to use and update over time as your deck changes. You can even take your deck for a virtual spin using their playtest feature. You'll need a Moxfield account to create deck lists on the site, but you don't need one to view other people's decks. Under Moxfield's Explore tab, you can search for public deck lists for any format you're interested in. Pre-con deck lists, card lists sorted by set, and even a list of the site's newest and most popular brewers so that you can follow along with them as they share their deck-building journeys with the world. Archidekt is the other top website for creating and uploading deck lists. While arguably it has fewer features than Moxfield, many will probably prefer the more streamlined interface and layout. Deck list creation is largely the same. From the homepage, you can search for a deck based on card name, deck name, or username. Navigating their deck lists page is straightforward. You can filter by format, deck color, card, or commander. But what about for those who cube? Cube Cobra is currently the best tool in the business for building and maintaining your cube. It's also the best method for viewing other people's cubes. The user interface is sleek and easy to learn. Cards are automatically sorted by color, type, and mana value. The site keeps track of the total price of your cube and allows you to select the specific printings of each card if you want to. Similar to EDH Rec, Cube Cobra provides you with suggestions for cards to add and cards to cut based on card data in their system. Similar to Moxfield's playtesting client, you can even hold sample drafts with your cube, and your friends can too. Just send them the link to your cube and they can draft it alongside bots to get a sense of how drafts of your cube will play out. That covers Commander and Cube, but what about those who like to draft? What about Limited? 17 Lands is the ultimate resource for lovers of all things limited. You can view the statistical best archetypes, the most drafted commons and uncommons, and even the cards with the highest win rate. That is, the cards that correlate most strongly to victory when they are drawn. The website hosts gameplay data gathered through the site's downloadable extension. The extension allows you to rewatch your drafts, track your draft statistics, and compare your data to that of other players. You can also use 17 Lands without downloading the extension yourself. 17 Lands is an invaluable tool for getting better at Limited, but be careful you don't find yourself taking the data you find on the site as gospel. As with all data, some amount of human interpretation is necessary to get the most out of it. Remember, correlation does not equal causation, so just because a card has a high win rate, that doesn't mean it's necessarily the card you should prioritize drafting whenever you see it in your pack. There can be other factors at play. When it comes to Magic the Gathering Arena data and metagame analysis, Untappd has it all. Deck lists, tier lists, and even personalized data to help you up your game. The site has a subscription service and a downloadable game companion for keeping track of your results. So if you want all the features the site has to offer, you will have to spend some money. But hey, if you're up for spending that money, the site is absolutely worth it. Many streamers and professional players use the service to keep track of their own data and facilitate sharing their deck lists with their viewers and followers. If improving at Magic is important to you, this is a great resource to do so with. If you're interested in playing in a competitive tournament, whether online or in person, at some point you'll have to use MTG Melee. Melee is a relatively new site for finding and running Magic tournaments. It is similar to Wizards of the Coast's official companion app, except it is run by a third party. To use Melee, you'll have to create an account, and you'll likely need to link the account to your Magic Online or Magic Arena profile. On Melee, you can register directly for the event you'd like to play in, submit your deck list, and then use the event page to track standings, pairings, and report your match results. When you're not playing a competitive tournament using MTG Melee, you will likely find yourself having to fill out a deck list manually. Decklist.org is a great way to make that process easier. The site lets you fill out that deck list digitally, then generates a PDF of the deck list for you to print. Doing so saves you a ton of hassle and allows you to come to your tournament prepared. Deckbox.org, on the other hand, is an online spreadsheet tool for keeping track of your collection. You can list which cards in your collection are open for trades or for sale, as well as create a list of cards you wish you owned. Deckbox also helps facilitate buying and selling cards, putting users with compatible needs and inventory in touch with each other. The site also has a deck building client, which makes sense given that all your cards will be listed on the site. If you have a large collection or you're just someone who appreciates being organized, Deckbox is the site for you. Playing Magic the Gathering can be expensive, but so too can playing Magic the Gathering online, and for many Magic the Gathering online players, it's hard to justify spending money on digital cardboard. Fortunately, you don't have to. Well, not exactly. You do have to spend some money, but Mana Traders and Card Hoarder are two of the premier card rental services for Magic Online that, if used properly, can help keep costs low while giving you access to whatever it is you want to play online. For Mana Traders, you can sign up for a service that allows you to rent any deck you want within one of 4 set price thresholds. Rent a deck, play a few matches with it, then return it and rent a different deck. Mana Traders charges by the month, and the longer you use the service, the more rewards you unlock. Card Hoarder, in comparison, allows you to pay only for what you need. There's no set price limits. Simply decide what you want your limit to be, then activate your Card Hoarder account with that price limit. From there, the service operates similarly to Mana Traders. Rent the deck you want to play, use the deck you want to play with the deck you want to play, then just return the deck. Now, in the long run, it's technically cheaper in most cases to just buy a single deck rather than renting it month to month. But if you want to play more than just one deck, if you want to play a variety of decks, if you want to try out a ton of different formats, then a rental service is going to allow you to do this and probably go a lot further than you would buying individual cards. Retail and content. Let's talk about the various places where you can buy Magic the Gathering cards online. TCG Player is a lot like eBay and is the marketplace that the vast majority of Magic sellers use to list their inventory. The website is a one-stop shop for all things MTG, and indeed other card games as well. Hello, Flesh and Blood. If you're looking to buy a playset of Young Pyromancers, for instance, simply type the card name into the search bar. You'll see all the various printings available to purchase, as well as the market price and minimum price next to each printing. Clicking on whichever printing you'd like will bring up a list of all available vendors who have the card in stock. Another popular online marketplace similar to TCG Player is Channel Fireball Marketplace, or CFB Marketplace. The site is so similar, in fact, that it was recently purchased by TCG Player. However, it is by no means going out of business and will continue under its own branding. CFB Marketplace focuses more on stores, and using it allows you to peruse the wares and card supplies of stores across the country. Please note, during the editing of this video, TCG Player, owner of Channel Fireball, was bought by eBay. eBay now owns both TCG Player and Channel Fireball, though they have said TCG Player will retain most of its autonomy going forward. If you live in Europe, the online card marketplace to check out is cardmarket.com, which not only serves as an excellent online marketplace for Magic the Gathering singles, but also deals in many other games as well, such as Flesh and Blood. As of the filming of this video, Card Market is not owned by eBay, so that's worth noting too. Another big name in this category of sites is Star City Games. As a place to buy singles, SCG operates similarly to the rest of the independent vendors on this list. Search for the cards you want, add the printing and condition you're looking for to your cart, and you're good to go. SCG once had a reputation for a sprawling competitive Magic tournament series. Their content scene was rivaled only by Channel Fireball, and their team of writers boasted such names as Jerry Thompson, Cedric Phillips, Autumn Burchett, and many other esteemed professional Magic the Gathering players. Unfortunately, these days, their content is sparse. Only a few writers remain, and their once dominant tournament series has been reduced to only a handful of one-off convention events. And along knowing those categories, there is also the website Cool Stuff Inc. Cool Stuff Inc. has actually been on the rise lately, investing more and more into the community, into its team of writers, as well as offering deals that, yeah, you should watch out for. I feel Cool Stuff Inc. is often overlooked, which surprises me because they have a lot of really good deals. I strongly suggest that as you go through comparing prices, you make sure Cool Stuff Inc. is on your list. Card Kingdom is the online Magic singles inventory and vendor for the Pacific Northwest-based game store Mox Boarding House. Their inventory is huge and their prices are competitive. So yes, full disclosure, Card Kingdom does sponsor this channel, but nonetheless, I have always advised people to shop around for the cards that they are looking for so that they can not only find the prices that are best, but also the service and quality that is best for them. Many different players have many different needs, and it is good to have competition in the marketplace. You can help this channel out by going to cardkingdom.com/TCC, where on my landing page you will see a collection of my favorite products, favorite accessories from over the years, and you can dive into their vast card catalog as well. Card Kingdom has also recently supported the right of its workers to unionize. I'm not clear on their competitors where they stand in regards to unions, but I am proud to put my name alongside Card Kingdom due to this factor, as well as many others. And those, in my evaluation, are some of the most important websites for Magic the Gathering, but there's more, a lot more, maybe even some I don't know of. So, is there a website or online service for Magic the Gathering that you think Magic the Gathering players should know about? Go ahead and link in the comments below, and we can share the world of information with each other. See you out there. Probably more at a Magic Fest or Command Fest, but maybe on Magic Online. Yeah. Hey, what's up? It's Shuffle Up and Play, and today I'm joined by Tappy Toe Claus, George, and Chef PK of YouTube fame. We are playing with level 7 commander decks.
So used to having like one free player at the table, and now it's like actually, you didn't attack yet?
Move to declare attackers.
What kind of tribal deck is this?
It's great, trust me.
Thanks, red player who can read.
Don't do it, don't do it.
Red player fight, red player fight, red player fight. That's a 7, huh? All right, untap.
He said with his true name nemesis.
Thank you.
Don't blame me.